And say good morning, many blessings to all. How are you? It's been a morning, a morning. Oh, excuse me for the jiggle jiggle. Um, I like to say greetings, blessing. Tansay, Blackfoot, we say okay. Navajo in Arizona, New Mexico, um, Texas, we all say aho. We also say yakahe. And I've got a few things that I like to say. And I was kind of curious. I couldn't get my bear. That's me. I've seen this one and I tried to get it shrink down to get my favorite. But I also have oh, the teepee, which I do have a sweat lodge. It's called teepees. And we like to go in there, speak to the spirits, and allow them to give us guidance and understanding. Nikunokai Sakeman. And the heck they to Kaishe. Ekutai Neno Kundukaristi. Nokudea, okay. My husband. He understands a little bit what I'm saying, but he's like, well, you're going live. And so I was telling him, yes, I'm going live. And he looked at me and says, oh, I thought you weren't going to go live. You know how much I enjoy so much reading emails to you and stuff, even the hate mail. I get so much hate mail. I think it's awesome. Oh, 1 minute, losing my mind. No, what did he gave it to me, didn't he? Darn it. Or did it fall behind? Hold on 1 second. Wait. Oh, he did it. And it's not there. Okay, I'm losing my mind now. Thinking too hard. Doing things too fast. Welcome, everybody. Greetings. Greetings. CP. Geneva. Much blessings, my love. Much blessings. And Griff. Thank you, everyone, for coming. If anyone wants to come on the board, you may come and join me. I did let the link there. Do you have, oh, darn it. Do you have ACC? What do you mean? Do you have a CC? Can you be more specific? Okay, Soundwave is here. Close capture. Let me hold 1 second, please. Soundwave, if you want to come on in, there's the thing there. You can. Let me look on here. Let me see what I can do. Kuninした声. Everyone be patient with me. I'm trying to look for captions for this young lady. I cannot find it. I'll try to do it afterwards. Nina ko to nisto. Inikingo ko niya na yay. Ekwa ne ko nisto. Ako nene. Hi. Hi, hi. Pehewana. Sorry, people. Okay. Nene ko no shtipi. Ayat. One of the elders was asking me how to connect to on from her phone, and I had tried to help her at time. Connor, much blessings. Ace, don't say, sweetheart. Okay, whenever you want to come on some way, that's fine. Remember, you don't have to show your face if you don't want. You can just use your logo. If anyone wants to come on, you're more welcome. I had put in hate mail can be love from, yes, it's true. And this is what I wanted to explain to you. Because all these mail, oh, sorry, Betsy, between talking to the elder and I was trying to text you. Many people have lots of hate. So it makes the mind go crazy. But when we speak, we don't ask for help. So I'm just as I want to walk as freely and speak freely. Speak. So I am using HD laptop, ready to click the link. Whenever you are, I join. And I'll put the link again. You know, that's what I was thinking. Going to sing some songs with the music, but as we all know, I don't mind doing it. All right, everybody. Now, I got like 15 hate mails. I sure did. 15 hate mails. Can you believe that? And then I got 5 questions. Can we go back to talk about the star people? Excuse me, I just take my medication and I have to eat something, so a banana is good for me. Because I got the money for my medicine, and that medicine helps me not to get back something that I don't want. So the ugly word is C. And I'm starting to fill in more and more. So, yes. People send out emails. One, this person, it was, it said it was from a sender named LY, never learn what 1414. I was like, wow, that's an email, you know, .net or something like that. I'm like, okay. Questions were asked. Why do the military doesn't speak to us. I'm like, well, what do you mean don't speak to us? I don't work for the government and I don't choose to. Yes, I have children, grandchildren in the military. As it is, my granddaughter, I told her, send me some pictures. I haven't seen you for a while. I miss you. I love you. And I want to thank you for your service. And she says, oh, Nishna, Nana, Grandma, I'll send you something. I posted it. I even play that sound that song she likes. Because she plays it in her pit. While I said, oh, I love to fly like a bird. She says, I'm doing it for you. I said, but please be careful because it is dangerous too. Not just because there's too many star peoples. And she goes, that's what I wanted to tell you, but I can't talk to you on my cell phone. I said, okay. She goes, I'll talk to you in a different way. Don't worry. But this person that emailed me says, why do, oh, we have a guest is popping in. Okay, let's get this person in. Danse, okay, Soundway, thank you for joining. Are we there? Hello? Are you, hello?
Yes, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Thank you for joining.
Okay, I got a situation. Stream.
Okay.
I'm getting an echo effect because StreamYard's channel is recording your sound with a delay. So I'm hearing you talk like times.
StreamYard's been doing that lately, having a delay.
Well, this is interesting.
But I can hear you.
Well, StreamYard. Oh man, this is so weird. I wanted to just keep it on your channel so I could read people's texts.
Uh-huh.
And you have to understand when I'm talking to you,
Okay. Let me
it's it's echoing what I'm saying, but a long delay, and I can't see how to turn off the StreamYard audio, which would be fine if I could do that.
if you go into your audio, you should go into the echo cancellation, reduce my background noise, and that's what you would hit.
All right, I just turned off the audio for YouTube, and I'm gonna have to stare at this StreamYard studio screen, so I'm not gonna be able to read anybody's text.
Okay, well I'll bring it up as we are, and I will read like I usually do.
Okay, well, I guess we're good. I had to cover the video up with the blue tape because I had the government put a trail camera in my Bigfoot area, and I love the government so much.
Oh, of course we all do. We all do. As you tell, I speak about it all the time. I tell my grandkids, I got one in the Marines and one in the Air Force, and I tell them, I said, I love you guys, but I do talk baloney about the government. Oh, don't worry, we ain't offended. Go ahead and speak all you want. They all tell me this that their captain always says, "Oh, your grandmother, she doesn't like the military." Well, no, she does. She just don't like the government. And he said, well, what did she do? Well, she's a native. She's a medicine woman. He said, oh, indigenous native. Yes.
Yeah, I know what the rest of everybody else is probably thinking. How does a guy this sexy even get up in the morning?
It's hard for all of us to get up in the morning. But let's see. I was just talking about some hate mail that I received. So saying that why is it that the star people want to take over our world?
Well, I think they really want to get resources here. And I think the Bigfoots, and I really starting to believe it more and more, that the Bigfoots are really not from our world to begin with. I think when they got here, humans were already here. And a lot of them today have still been living on this earth for so long, they lost their history. But I think the reason is for resources.
Well, and the AC, the Bigfoots were here, according to our legends that the elders before us. And they said that they had been with the giants and they had communicate. And mind me, I do ask my Satangas many questions over the years as I got older. And I asked them, why is it that we cannot share the people who you are? And they say because governments, people in green, so automatically they think people that wear camouflage are governments. And I had to explain, no, many people enjoy wearing camouflage clothing. It's like they not representing but enjoy the fashion of it. They quite didn't understand. So I have to compromise. And mind you, I was 24 years old telling was a tanga, and she did not understand. I said, okay, so I was wearing like a green blouse with my skirt and boots. And I said, see, I'm different from the person that is in our group that is wearing camouflage. And they said they don't like it. But I don't blame them because they think it's military, because they're the ones that are coming to get them. And it's very harsh and scary for them, they say.
Well, wouldn't it be better for them if they made friends with something wearing camouflage? Because I wear it all the time. Plus, tigers have their stripes, zebras have their stripes, you have leopards who have their spots. So camouflage is not a new thing.
For humans, it's not a new thing. But for the Satangas, they have gray hair. And I tell them it's almost the same. And I was told by Mother Rainfeather and Raha, no, it's not the same. I said I would say so because the clothing is red, is color with different colors. There is just green and black and lime, dark green, to blend in with the forest. But
Well,
they
I have
say
just about every kind of camo you can imagine. And I wear it all the time. And the reason for this is because when I was in the woods, I tried every type of clothes imaginable. Remember, I have sawgrass in my swamp. There are trees that scratch your arms, and you don't even know you're scratched till you get back and sit down and start sweating, and it stings your arms. And
right.
learned over time that the military clothes was the best clothes to wear outdoors because it's designed to be worn for those kind of purposes.
Correct. Now, I asked this to the Satangas, why do the pick from the bushes, because some of the trees have like long thorns, or we call them pick. And why is it does it hurt you? They say no, because their skin is tough. But I said many people think you're very black and tough skin. They my Satanga that I spoke with, this is in back at the res, they say many different, but all tough skin, but different colors. So I like to ask, how close have you gotten to the clan there?
If they're going to say, I would say the closest I got on Jimdale Road was they were literally across the canal from me, which would have been, I can't really tell you how many yards, but it was super close. And one of them was there, and it hit the tree with a stick, and then it hit the tree with a second time, and the stick broke and went flying through the air. That is the closest I ever got during the day. But they came to my camp at nighttime a few times, and I think it was one of them. And it apparently watched me sit by the fireplace. I have a funny story about that, but I'll cut it off here so you get to say something.
You have two that really hang out when you come. You have two of them. Do you realize that?
When I come, I have what? I didn't understand what you said.
You have two Satangas.
Oh, I know I have two. They're never alone.
Right, and they come to you.
What?
They know when you approach certain areas, they are there.
Why? What's great? Why are they interested in me?
There is something that they say that you have that they enjoy.
Did they watch me feed my squirrels at my camp and have the squirrels sitting on my lap?
There has been 3 squirrels, but one comes closer to you, yes. But there is also the second one that stays closer by a table. From what I tried to pick up from you when our messages and stuff, I kept getting many things that you do feed all creatures.
You do know that I had a wild hog in a swamp that I could call and it would sit next to my chair?
I don't see the hog.
It
But I
was a
do see.
black hog.
Okay.
It was on a windy day the first time we met.
Well, that is awesome. So then they know that you draw into the creatures, many animals that come into you, and they're very, very wide open.
Hmm.
From what I know is that they're very curious about you, though.
I think that it has something to do with everyone else that lived in my swamp area had passed away, and there's nobody really left that they would have known. My friend Dan, who had a camp out there, he developed Parkinson's and started kind of like losing his mind a little bit. And he said to me something, and he was very determined to make his point across to me that evening. He said, "I got witches that live in the woods." And I said, "Dan, what do you mean you got witches?" At the time, none of us really knew about Bigfoot. We didn't know all the information we know today. And he said to me, "I hear them talking in the woods." And I said, "Dan, what are they saying?" are they speaking in English or Spanish or what? And he would say, I don't know. I can't understand what they're saying. And I said to Dan, I would stay there at this camp for the rest of the night and go to sleep because I thought there were people screwing around. Because sometimes people, if you're going to rob a camp in the middle of nowhere, you're going to stage the area and you're going to make plans because you don't want to get shot. So I thought maybe if somebody was out there screwing around, they're going to come back and do whatever they're going to do. Well, nothing
Correct.
really happened while I was there, but it seems like to me he was hearing the samurai chatter that these two Bigfoots were doing around his house.
You know, they can pick up if you're sick.
It seems to me they know when you're having a big drama, and they seem to appear during that time period. I tell you the truth, I would have been better off if they just came out. Well, I don't know really to this day if they actually stood in front of me in the day and introduced themselves, how I would handle it until it would happen. But it seems like they show up when they know you're in big trouble or you're going through big drama. And I know some people take that the wrong way. They think that they are associating these Sabe or Bigfoot people to negative things when in fact they are appearing and I think they are maybe trying to help us or try to find out what's happening to the one that they have tagged and see what's going on. And that's what I think is happening. I think I've been slightly tagged for whatever reason.
You have two males that do, like I said, that I had to pick up, and I still see them, because you are on the opposite side of them and they're watching. But when you're there, sometimes you're a little upset.
Well, I lost everybody I know, Ramona. My mother passed away. My stepdad passed away. The only person I have that's alive is my real dad. A lot of my friends out there in the swamp have passed away.
Yeah.
Some of my Native American friends out there have passed away too. And I'm so alone right now, it's not even funny.
You know, then speak to them.
I have, but it's like you start to think that if there were people watching you, they would think you're crazy
Then
because you're talking to the trees, you're talking in the middle of nowhere. But I try every time. It's the lack of response is what's driving me nuts. I know that they're there. There's no doubt in my mind. I'm 1,000% sure of it. But sometimes I don't know if they are there or when they are there, and they never really respond to me back.
are you afraid of them a little bit?
I am actually looking at this more funnier than ever, more like a comedy show now at this point. I guess if I was out there at like 1 a.m. in the morning in the dark, I would probably be more scared. But because I know they have the advantage, but I think they know that I can see in the dark too because I have third generation night vision.
You know, because they are most active between 12 and 6 or 5 or 6. And the two males that I see, they always watch you. Have you tried playing maybe a guitar or flute or play music for them?
Oh, I have so much music. I'm into like bigger symphonic metal bands and stuff like that. And I used to play that in the car. I actually have a rare Airwolf CD and I play that at the time. And I remember I drove down the road and the natives were sitting on the side of the road and they heard me coming with the Airwolf theme and they were cheering. They were going, yeah, 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 because I guess they knew what it was. But
Right.
yeah, they used to hear my radio going and stuff like that. Um, uh, I didn't really like try to play radio or music out there for them. But yes, I used to play the music on the end of that Jim Dole Road, waiting for Crazy Larry to come home around 1 o'clock in the morning. And I used to set up lights and stuff for him when he showed up. Um, but yeah, that could have been part of it. I'm curious of why you're saying that you know about these two males. I want to know what color the hair is on their body, and I want to know if they're black or brown. I've accepted in my mind that it doesn't really matter to me what they look like. I'm going to try to accept them no matter what. I'm letting go anything else in my mind because I want to try to be friends with them.
Remember, it has a lot to be patient and have the trust. They see that you are patient, but they really want to know, are you able to listen to them? They don't judge, but I know these two males do like the music because for many years you have been playing it. Only thing that I'm concerned is if you're speaking too loud.
No, I'm in the woods. It takes me about 2 hours to get into that outdoor swamp mode where your blood pressure drops and you're like stable and you become part of the environment. And
Right.
I'm like talking too loud. I mean, I'm part of the environment. I'm the type of person that can sit in a chair in the dark and I know every single sound that's around me. So there's a movie that's constantly playing in my head every night if I'm alone on the porch or something like that at the camp, that I
Right.
know my environment that well. So I don't talk like loud for any reason.
Okay. When you do go, talk to them in your mind and then talk to them as you're talking to me.
How would I know if they're even in the area?
They will let you know.
Well, I did find something the last time, but like I said, I don't know if they're in the area or if they're off doing other things. I'm That's the situation that I have.
They've been coming and going. Believe me, they came to see to check where you were. And they also had to follow you down more. But what I don't understand is um, why are they just standing there looking at you, though? Have you lost something there?
I lost my past in many places. I have a history all over the swamp. I lost people that I have known. Very few have actually died in the swamp. A lot have died in hospitals.
Right.
But my story has now gotten to a point where it's so sad and epic, it's not really funny anymore. And a part of me is hoping, part of me feels inside that this whole idea that these things are, I know that they are here. The whole concept that this happened in my life when it did has made me believe in miracles.
Um, I, I still pick up when it's not that you're confused, but it brings like bad memories too. So, um, in many different places, like you say, have you ever tried to say, hey, help me resolve what was in the past? Help me calm. Because I feel that you're I'm sorry, I don't mean to read on you, but I feel every time we spoke, when you asked all these questions every time, or even privately, I always feel that there's something that you're not letting go. And that's what I pick up from them. That's why I say it's the two males that are around you. And they are interested in you knowing why you hold so much back.
Well, Ramona, it's a very big deal when you lose all your friends and your family to death.
Right.
I'm not
I
I'm
I
not
understand.
80 years old or 90 years old, okay?
Mhm.
And I've already just lived through something like that someone that old would go through. I used to have a friend that lost all of his family and all of his friends, and I used to sit and he, he used to tell me that he lost a lot of people in his life, and now I feel like I'm that person. It's a very dramatic thing. It's kind of hard. You can't let it go, and that's why I think in my mind that this Bigfoot people or Sabe have kind of taken my life in a different direction out there in the woods. I feel like um, this whole thing is crazy and it's like a miracle, and I don't understand why I never knew about them before. And it
They
completely changes your life. It forces you to believe in something else, and you keep saying there's something I don't let go. Well, there are things that I will never let go. I lost a lot of friends, and this did not
I
happen all at once. It happened over
are
time.
trying. Right. I understand that. I've seen that. But there's something that they're trying to connect with you. Maybe they're trying to tell you that it's time to allow some of the hardness relax. Because believe me, when you enter the swamp or the forest or the woods, the satangas can pick up automatically what is in your mind or any kind of memory. And they will try to give that energy of you to feel happy and not sad. These two males that I have been picking up, they're very interested in you. But I'm wondering, is it because you hold so much? Is there a communication there with them that they know of? Or is it just them trying to communicate with you?
Like I
Because
said, I think it's because I'm the only person around, and everyone else has passed away that they know. That's what I originally feel. They don't really have anybody else left to tag.
when you go out to the swamp, do you ever think they follow you?
Well, when I'm in the swamp now, I never feel alone. I I can't even explain what has happened to me. I'm in the swamp all the time, and now I'm like looking at every single sign, every single track. I'm so much alert than you can imagine. And
Right.
I already came into this picture in the beginning to know everything that was in that swamp. I wanted to learn everything I could learn, and I thought I knew it all. And because of them, I realized I didn't. And
You're
now I'm
still learning.
super.
You're still
Well, I'm
learning.
learning something new. you know, you never
Right.
stop.
Um, Griff says sound wave. You don't have to let go, but you have to come to terms with things you're hanging on to and let life include you. and in you including life again. See, Griff is right, but the Satangas are trying to help you and teach you how to relax your mind, and even that those who have passed, but they're still with you, they will always wonder on Mother Earth. You will see them as an orb. You can see them as a like a voltage. You can also the Satangas that they asked to see, to be with them, to cleanse with them, they will. Satangas will carry them. But
Well, I
go
well
ahead.
I understand that we can't change what we can't change, and we have to accept the things that we can change, Griff. But this is a little outrageous when you lose your family and your woman and a lot of other things in your life over time, and you're by yourself in this world, and then this Bigfoot Sabi people decide to show up all of a sudden in a place that you really know. So you have to understand that this is I'm dealing with a completely different grip on life than you could possibly think. I understand the move on, Griff. I just want you to understand that. I get it. I know. Move on. You can't change what has happened. I got all that. But this is a little way too much for me. And just to let everybody know, this is outrageous what I've went through.
Do you know that when you speak to Sabi, um, they always say when one is close to you, another comes around, but yet two will stay. This is I'm trying to say it in English properly, but I know how to say it in my language clearly. I'm just trying to make sure to say the right, because I do see like the one male is about maybe 9 foot, the other one is about maybe 7, 8. And they pretty much follow you. But when they say why you just sit,
Well, my back got bad. That's why I was sitting in the chair, because my back, my spine got really bad over the years from working and unloading trucks and standing on my feet for these long jobs. So my spine got bad.
have you ever offered them to come in and touch you?
I got to the point where I really didn't care what would happen. I just want to see them. This is not funny anymore. I want to see them in the day. I don't want any more nighttime stuff anymore. And I just want to see what they look like. I want to know who my secret hairy admirers are.
Okay. Well, I will say this, they do follow you.
Well, I'll tell you how this happened at my camp if you want to know how it started for me.
Sure.
Well, I was at the camp. A lot of things were occurring before I actually, there was something that sealed the deal. But I was at my camp. There were like three layers to this camp. There's the cabin, which is an old 70-year-old building that's covered with tin. It looks very ugly, and it's why it's not filmed on my YouTube channel. And there's that part of the camp, and then there's a middle part of the camp which has two ponds in it. And then there's a third part, which is way in the back of the camp, which also has two ponds in it. And those ponds, the gravel and the stuff that was taken out of those ponds is what made the foundation of the camp, the groundwork to build the house or whatever you're going to do. That's how we do it in the swamp. Well, I had a person that was out there who was a real jerk every time he drank, and a lot of stuff was happening beforehand that was very suspicious to me. When this person was using the back of the camp, and I guess the Bigfoots didn't like him in the back of the camp because they kept knocking trees over so that he could not drive his truck in the back of the camp without using a chainsaw or a actual handsaw to get back there. So this happened 3 times. And then there was he was working on an upper level ground platform in the back, and there was a super thick beam that it looked like they took their hand up there and literally tried to break the beam. They did break it, and they did something like that happen. And then this person, I'll just say his name because it doesn't matter. His name is Chuck, and everybody hates Chuck when he's drunk. And those were my first kind of indicators something weird was going on around my camp.
Is that your native friend?
No, he's a really bad drunk guy. Hold on, some spam calls trying to come in. He said to me one night that he was standing at the pond in the middle section of camp one night, and he got shoved into the pond from behind, and something came up behind him and pushed him into the pond. But we don't know if you can't tell if he's telling the truth or not, because he was the type of person that if you met him when he was drunk, you end up fighting him. He's one of those type of people. So I felt like the Bigfoot or Sabe at the camp didn't like him because they were shooting guns and doing stuff like that over there. So what happened to me was a lot of time had gone by since a lot of this had happened. Chuck was not showing up. My friend Becky passed away, and I was sitting at the camp, and it was one of these nights. Now, people have to understand, you hear this silent story about why it's silent in the woods. Where I'm at, it gets very silent in the woods when a hurricane's on its way. The other time that it ever happens is when it gets cold down here in the swamp. You won't hear a cricket chirping or nothing like that. So that's what was going on for me. The moon was up. I had a big fire going. Well, that was already over. The moon had set. The night was pitch dark. The fire had completely gone out. So when it gets this cold and I'm in my bed, I have like 2 blankets. I don't know what they're made out of. It ain't wool, but it's super soft. So I can trap the heat inside my body when it's that cold. So when you wake up or when you roll over, you make sure you're awake so you don't let the cold air get underneath the blankets. I did not have power at this camp. So I roll over, and as I'm rolling over, I hear 1 wood knock, and then I hear 2 wood knocks. By the second wood knock, I already know what this is. Then I hear 3 wood knock. Then I hear 4 wood knock. At that point, I cannot believe this is happening. I already know that is them. And I already know that I don't know the whole picture, and I don't know how I knew, but I knew that was them. Right. When I wake up, well, I'm already awake. At that point, I'm thinking I got to sneak out the cabin door. So I slowly wake up and I get out of the cabin door, and I can hear the one near the cabin move away.
I'm still here. I'm looking for something.
I know. I can hear the one near the area where I'm at slowly move away toward the back of the camp. I can hear what's happening. It's the tall grass, the sawgrass area, brushing against its furry body, and it's heading toward the back of the camp. To where the first wood knocks were occurring.
Right.
Well, a lot of stuff goes through your mind when you first realize It's
What could it be?
well,
Or,
everything is in your mind.
yeah. A lot of people will say, well, I know I'm not crazy, but between the fire and the light of the moon from the sky and something is like in the shadow I see, and then the smell, because you would automatically smell them if they're around. Either it could be a dog man, it could be a satanga, or sabi, you know. Also, too, the thing is that from when you were talking to me a while back, I was telling one of the elders that how you live close to the swamp, and he was asking me, which swamp are you from? Was he from? And I had told him, I go, well, the visions that I got with him from talking, he has many satangas there, but there's a lot of juveniles. So as we sat together, and he says to me that right now you need to, and I told him you have been in this for many years. He says what you need to do is actually sit there and invite them.
Hmm. Well,
Maybe they.
I I don't know where to go with that because I do all kinds of things to try to invite them. I would hang the wind chimes in the trees because I figured they would know those wind chimes from my camp.
Right.
And it's like a lot of like stonewalling, nothing ever happens. A lot of times nothing ever happens. I'm gonna be honest with you. The last time I was out in that swamp, something very weird happened to me when I tried to go to sleep. It was like I don't even know how to explain this to people, but if you ever try to go to sleep and you can hear like a radio station playing in your head and it just keeps you think it's keeping you awake. Well, this time it was voices. I heard bird sounds and stuff like that. This went on like all night, and I felt like I was like maybe I dreamed it. I was dreaming. I was literally sleeping where I was, and I was hearing all this crazy stuff.
Now you realize the swabbies can also speak in different with bird, and it sounds just like birds, or they can do a pop, or I'm trying to bring it in, but what I think I really feel that you should actually, when you sit there, greet yourself and tell them, over these years I've been wanting to see you. Is there a way I can see an image of you? And either they'll print it in your mind, or they will show you part of them, because I know they stay right by the edge of the swamp. But if they know, they really know how you feel. And it could be too that they have gone through much pain themselves, and this is why they're cling to you.
Well, I'm very curious. What are these two Bigfoot males doing? I mean, how do they go through things in their lives? I mean, are they going out on dates with girls, or how are they experiencing life exactly?
Ask them. Write down your questions, and then when you're sitting there and you say, and you feel that it's right to ask these questions, see if they will give you the answers. Sometimes what they'll do is they send you an image. And if they don't do it that way, then ask them to show themselves from across. Because you say you can feel them, you know they're there. Then say, I am ready to accept how you look, but I have questions that I like to ask, and see what they tell you. Because it takes years to build a trust, and you have to be patient. It could even be already 25 years, 50 years, and it still hasn't shown themselves to you.
Well, here's where my problem is with that. I've been in my area for over 30 years. Why? Why, Ramona, do we have a trust issue?
One, they'll tell you, they live amongst Mother Earth, and a lot of humans have made their ways to live with amongst them. And then they don't approach anybody, but they watch. And then when you guys are sleeping, then they come out. And yes, they do approach your campsite when you are asleep. They do check around.
I wonder how old these two males are.
One is young, the other one is older. I don't know how to explain their age, because their age is different from humans. Just 1 second. I have someone passing by, but you can still talk. Okay. I'm still here.
I know. I'm very curious if there's any way to find out how often do these Bigfoot snobby people give birth to children? Are they able to do it like every 9 months or what?
Um, if you don't mind sharing this conversation with our community here, I gotta take this private call. Sound wave.
I understand.
Okay. I'll see if anyone answers any questions. I'll move it as I'm talking, because this is the community board. You guys can ask.
I kept everything still on. Are you picking up my sound? Your audio's not working.
They can hear you. I'm still talking with him.
Okay. The sexy blue square. Jeez, you gotta put a square there.
Just so everybody knows, we are waiting for Ramona to finish talking to her family members before we go live. Before we go live.
Okay. I might get a call back, but there is 3 questions I'm going to say that they had asked me. Why don't you try to communicate, which we already spoke of. Oh, hold on.
She must be getting some sexy calls. I demand. I'm like, gee, what's going on?
Nancy!
Not hearing Ramona yet.
Hi, I'm Jackie. How are you, Soundwave?
Well, Ramona hasn't chimed in yet.
Yeah, what?
Ramona hasn't chimed in yet.
Well, no, she hasn't because she is on a very important phone call.
Well, we got that. We're just waiting.
Well, it's okay. She asked me to jump on. Hi, I'm Jackie. How are you doing, Soundwave?
I can't even begin to explain that to you.
Okay. Well, can I explain can I say something to you?
Oh,
You
I
know,
wish you would.
I'm almost 60 years old. And I have had a lot of heartbreak. I have had many, many people pass away on me. And you know, I was married for 30 years. And one day it was all gone. And I don't, like to get on and air my business, but I lost 5 friends in a week. And that hurt me deeply. But sometimes, you are in great locations to go out and have the adventure, be able to share your thoughts with our furry friend. You just have to, everybody's going through something. It doesn't matter if it's a loss, a breakup. Everybody's going through their own battles. But it's how you try to cope and heal and move on from it. You're never going to forget all these people that were in your community that are no longer there. But it's up to you to heal. You're in a rut. We've all been there. Everybody here in this community cares about you. We all have our own stories. And I am so sorry you are alone. I'm so sorry you are by yourself. I'm sorry you have no one to talk to. We are a community. We open up and talk about things that people have in common. We're a community. And everybody on here, I just adore and I love and I pray for. And I listen to their stories. It enlightens me. I've had encounters. I've had many encounters with our little, our furry friends. They come here to my house. They give me gifts. They've left me feathers. I went to Texas to see my family. I had feathers there. But I've been alone and by myself for a very long time. I have my children and my grandkids, and I have Ramona. And Ramona is my saving grace. She is my everything. She has taught me so much. She has showed me a better way. And Mother Earth, you are right there with Mother Earth. You're there with the Creator God. You have to just lay it down to God and let God or whoever you pray to, and just release it. Take up a hobby. Do something, fish, to take your mind out of all of that stinking thinking in your head. The Bigfoots are not gonna allow you to see them when you want to see them. They're trying to build up your trust to see. Ramona, she's been doing this a very long time.
I am really, really confused on what you're saying.
What I'm trying to say
I
is,
swamp for a very, very, very long, long time. It's not confusion of who I am. I am not a person that can be, you cannot test me to say I'm untrustworthy. And
well,
you lost a lot of people. I'm not sure that you're in my situation.
you know
And
what?
I
I'm
lost
not, I'm
parents,
not,
family, and my friends, and everyone. You understand
nobody,
what that is like? I don't know if you
nobody,
live with that.
nobody, hold on. Nobody has the same problems. Everybody can relate to problems with others. And as far as trusting, I've been out in the woods many times and have not seen them. And I'm almost 60 years old and I've finally seen them. But just open your mind to waiting and being patient and letting them come to you like they've been. I mean, you're lucky. A lot of us would like that. I mean, I'm not trying to put you down. I'm just telling you my story. You know, we've all had heartache and heartbreak. My
Well,
mom,
it did not feel lucky at first.
well, of course not. You got these two things coming at you, or three, or however many, but it would scare me. But now I can go out on a hike or go on a nature walk and I don't have fear. Yeah, I have a lot of fear, but I don't go out very far. I go on short walks and I sit there and I meditate and I breathe. I've gone out with MT Paranormal. I've done research over in Ohio. I've been in Washington State, up by Puyallup, up by Mount Rainier. I've been to Texas. I'm from Texas, but we are all a community here, and all you have to do is reach out and talk to someone. And by talking to someone, you kind of feel better. And, being alone is hard. It is very, very hard. Not having somebody to talk to is very hard. And I understand. A lot of us understand. But reach out to one of us. We are here. We are community. We are all here. We love Ramona, Mama Bear Claw. She has helped me through my loneliness, my emptiness.
It's a nightmare to be alone.
It
It's
is
a
a
nightmare to be this alone. And none of you can really help me. You can't reach out and shake my hand. You can't really help me in my life. You will have to understand that.
well. You have to help yourself, honey. You have
I've
to
been
do the
helping
footwork.
myself for many, many, many years. I put
Well,
my money in my bank account. I've done all that I could.
but
And
don't
I
give
lost
up.
my parents. I've lost my relatives. I've lost my friends. It had nothing to do with me. It was basically circumstantial things and events that have occurred in my life that
Things
lost the
happen.
people that I know. I had no control over any of it. And I'm very, very upset about it. And then
Well,
these Bigfoot things showed up into my life.
well, how is it that, we can't control somebody else's destiny? We cannot, we can't blame ourselves if God says, hey, or the creator says, hey, I'm taking you. I've already died 3 times. 3. And I'm here. My mom and my dad were in the hospital at the same time. My brother is dying. So, yes, I do understand where you're coming from. I lost my sister not long ago. everybody in here has a story. We cannot help you. We are here to help listen and guide. It's up to you whether you decide to listen or hear us. You know, we are all a community. We're going to listen to you if you want to speak to us. But sometimes you have to do the footwork to say, hey, you can get busy living or get busy dying. You know, God, give it to the glory of our Creator. But he, you know, he wants to see you change. You know, God is almighty and he can make the impossible possible. But you
I
have
am
to take the
very,
first.
very confused on what God wants to change in my life at this
Well,
point.
that's
Because you know
why.
what? I've made a lot of sacrifices in my life.
Well, we all
I've
have.
hurt beyond belief, and now nothing is making sense. I've lost my mother. I cannot take this anymore.
Well, what
I
can we
can't.
do? What can we do as a community?
I don't know because you're not standing next to me. Nobody here is standing next to me.
Well, do you? Well, we're trying to say, hey, where do you live? We don't know where. We don't know you hardly. I don't know you. This is the first time I've spoke to you.
Well, that was the plan. I just wanted you to know me.
Well, we're getting to know you.
I'm in South Florida.
Well, I am
I know
up
you're in
in.
South Florida. Thank you, Jackie, for coming in for me.
I just was
The council
trying to.
members were, I know,
I was-
the council members were asking me questions, and
It's going to go down this way because I'm here. Certain
okay.
tribal members and council members know I'm on this channel.
Everybody here knows
I
you're
have
on the
been
channel.
involved with 2 tribes in my area. I know how this goes.
Oh,
Well, they said they will send some prayers, but they're not here for you. And that's what they're trying to tell me, because see, I'm not trying to read you or anything. I don't do that. The council members saying that you're hiding, you're putting a wall up because you're scared of something. And that's why they were telling me, don't go too deep, don't ask questions, that it's gonna make him go back in a corner. I'm not doing that. I'm saying when it comes to the Sawi or the Bigfoots, I'm trying to help you communicate with them. Nor am I trying to get you in troubles with any tribal. No, I'm not. I won't allow that. But I'm trying to tell you what they feel that is impossible for you to. Let me take this up and recharge it again. To communicate. They're saying, and I asked you this question, so it's the same thing what they're saying. They said, go into the field, sit where you sit by the swamp, try to communicate with them calmly. Don't hold about your past, the ones have passed away, because they need to cross over. And I felt that too. I'm not going to lie. I did feel that you were holding some back. They need to walk that path with the Creator and Mother Earth so they can cross over. Now, Satangas can feel that too, but they can also tell you need to relax and allow, to be better.
Well,
3.
I can tell you guys that I'm super, super depressed. And I'm very, very sad. And I just got a wall in front of me.
Don't do this. Don't allow that wall, and don't feel depressed. Don't get it out. Talk to them. Tell them if they can help you settle what's in your heart. Because I know you're no one is trying to put you in a corner and say this and that. But when you're asking about a Satanga or a Sawi, you have to understand them. Maybe they are going through the same thing with you. these two males that I told you, and you never told me about the two males. I'm telling you what I can feel from them because they came and then they left. They want the information and the kindness of you to communicate. And like I said, it takes patience and it takes years of trust. They can trust you a little bit, even in 20 years, a little bit. It goes back again for a large amount. But you have to really understand that the Sabis will always come and go. They travel many different places.
Well, it would be nice to know when they're in the woods where I'm at, when I'm in those woods, so I would know they are there.
Again, what you need to do is when you are driving somewhere and you know that you're getting close to the swamp, tell them, are you coming to see me? Are you coming to visit me?
Well,
In no way am I trying to make you feel uncomfortable or put words in the mouth or anything. But they were asking me questions, not just for you, but there was other thing because I didn't go to the Zoom meeting. And I was getting scolded. And then they wanted to know of a certain other individual, and I can't specify his name, but there are things that we all need to allow them to go on their journey. She was telling me, Lily was telling me, the two males, they do come to you.
I have to go.
Okay. Thank you.
Much love. Sound wave. Sound
Okay.
wave, you're in my prayers, and I'm always here if you want to reach out.
I am watching you, Jackie.
Okay, well, I just want to let you know I've got a shoulder right here.
I picked up the frequency over here.
Well,
I'm a bit freaked out, so I know you're real.
I'm real. Yeah, pinch me. Pinch me.
Nobody else knows what we're talking about.
She's
Well,
real.
very real. Just reach out if you need a shoulder. And sometimes we only have 1 minute of the day. 30
I'm really
seconds.
hardcore.
Don't try to.
I'm a heavy metal hardcore guy. It's not gonna be that easy.
You'll be all right. You got a community here. But I love everybody. I sorry I gotta go, but I gotta start making some dinner. Love you, bestie. Thank you for having me.
Thank you for standing in for me. Bye-bye. Okay. Again, Soundwave, when you go into the swamp, go for joy, for peace, communicating with them. They'll hear you. Okay? Tell them, I'm here. I can't hear you, but I'm here. And believe me, they'll hear you from a distance. They'll know that you are there. There's times that you're very quiet. So they can feel the reason why too. But there's different times that you go, they wonder why the sadness, or why you're not speaking, but play the music. Heavy metal, well then there's Kiss, there's AC/DC. You're not the only one that listens to metal. I listen to heavy metal.
Ramona, I am not the only person that plays music in the swamp. And so you have to understand that it would be great if they would just show up and tell me what they wanted to hear, because I could play a lot more other music that they would like to listen to.
Then
I play a
play
lot of
other
stuff.
music.
It's always at night.
Do it during the day. Doesn't necessarily have
Well,
to be night.
they should come out and just tell me what they want to do. I'm
They
not gonna
can't do.
I'm not
They
gonna
can't.
judge them.
They can't just come out. But they don't trust humans, really. But like I said, you
Well, they
have.
live on a planet full of humans, so you're gonna have to, at some point, you're gonna have to accept humans at some level, a degree of what you're gonna do, because you chose to live on the planet with Earth, with humans.
Okay, I kind of disagree. They don't need to communicate with humans because humans are a different species from them. So they had asked why you humans are here when we've been here. They have communicated with many humans and then got many destruction between human and then this is why they hide. And this is why they travel on.
Mm.
You know, and I really hope you can find peace with them to communicate with them. Like again, it takes patience and trust. Even if, say, you've been doing it for 20 years. Many times people have their mindset on this and do the opposite. During the investigation, during the day, or a hike, or just wanting to walk in the swamp during the day and visit. But again, you also have small village people that live there too.
Don't get me started about swamp people.
Believe me, I know. I have a relative that lives there too, and they tell me many stories. But I do appreciate you coming on and having the patience with me. I just had to answer to the councils. One, like I said, I didn't go on the Zoom meeting, and it had to pertain about property, and then that was Mama Rainfeather's property. So. See, when I'll share this. Mama Rainfeather was killed by an it in Canada, in Alberta. Now, as high as the peak is and where the cabin is, when her family had put many things around the cabin, which are cameras and stuff, that's a Tangas, Sasquatch, Bigfoots. They were trying to protect her from it. She wasn't wearing her bag, but she was also trying to approach it, asking, I want questions. I have many questions for you. Why do you shift to an animal? Why is it communicate with something else than truly being yourself? So when things happen like that, and then you're not knowing how to approach it or how to understand that individual, you know, it doesn't matter if it's creature or not. We all have to try to ask many sources, can we? Well, many indigenous natives do take over many things, and we try not to discourage anyone. But when it killed her, I mean, it came on the camera and then it was blurred. So they still
Well,
have.
some people run away from their fears, and some people do not want to face the things that they come across. You have to understand that. A lot of people are afraid of things that they have never experienced before.
Of course, anybody will.
It's very important to understand.
Even the relatives, many people, any human being will be scared. It's just not just Americans. It's everyone.
It affects everybody all around the planet, Ramona. It's nothing new.
Many times that we all individual try to communicate with different creatures we share this world with. Mother Earth had accepted all creatures, bad or good, as well as humans, bad or good. But it is those who try to make it upside down or crazy or build things that are not supposed to be built, but it's really, really different. Well, I hope you understood what I was trying to say and allow the communication. And I do got to get on the meeting in 30 minutes. I got to get my paperwork together. But I do appreciate you coming on here and sharing. And I hope you had understand things that I have said, or if it helped you or not.
Thank you.
But I want you to remember you're not alone.
I feel very, very alone. You cannot imagine what it's like.
It's not just life.
It's bad.
What you're allowing. So I'll keep praying for you. And you can always reach out. You know, you've been reaching out to me. You may do that. You need to speak about something or just say what's on your mind, chest, and you need to get it out. Then there you go.
I ask questions, and some of my questions that I ask you are because just YouTube videos and other things, and you say to me, "Oh, you're asking those questions over and over again, Sally." Well, I'm doing that on purpose because I want to see if the answers change. That's what I'm doing. I do it to a lot of people, but I am very surprised that this was not a big mystery. And these Bigfoot Sabe people have always existed in that time.
They will be here longer than us. Their family is bigger than ours. It's just some are quote. Their minds don't waste on humans, as they say. So, but I thank you very much. I don't mean to be rude, but I do gotta go and get my paperwork together so that way, because I have to deal with 10 other tribals about situations. Nothing to do with us, just Mama Rainfeather and other things. So, thank you again for coming. You okay?
No, that's how I will sign out.
Okay. Well, thank you for joining. All right, everyone. I am going to close here and gather some information for my meeting. And I don't know, I think I might go live, but in case anyone else has any other questions and stuff. So thank you for joining. I'm sorry some had left and were not interested or anything. I was trying to communicate with him, let him know about some stuff, but it seems like it's been a little hard for him. But if you have questions, you can contact me, or like again. But much blessings. I did want to talk about star people, but I don't have much time. Maybe I'll do that after. And then we can get together again. I'm sorry, I think I need to make coffee now. All right, everyone. Many blessings. And sorry, I got a visitor. That's fine, Ace. Don't worry. I'm going to go ahead and close up for now. And I'm going to go and smudge. And then I'm going to do a prayer. And then get things ready. Well, everyone, please take care of yourself. Much blessings and love. And I hope everything will be okay with Soundwave. And remember, I'm always here, okay? Mama Bear Claw. I'm Elder Medicine Bear Claw. Those who call me Mom Bear, I'm here. Continue on with our lives, and this is what we do. We speak up, okay? Much love, many blessings, and again, forgive me for my tardiness. Handling business with councils. So everyone have a good day. Thank you. Hi, hi.